everyone and welcome to the Gooner Factory. So Arsenal are back to the top of the league and today we will be talking about yesterday's game, how was the performance, my thoughts on individual players and what did I think of the lineup. So Gooners, let's get into it. So first of all, let's get into the game. So we obviously won 1-0 away at Brentford, which is not the worst result in the world. Now look, I did expect more goals if I'm being honest, but we certainly can't complain with a clean sheet and a win away at Brentford straight after the international break. And that win was also significant because it takes us to the top of the league. But what did I think of the lineup yesterday first of all? I have to say, I was pleasantly surprised when a team sheet came out an hour before kickoff because Arteta decided to go with a team that I'm pretty sure he hasn't gone with before. He somehow managed to get Odegaard, Trossard, Saka, Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus into the same starting 11. So how did we perform with Trossard seemingly sort of playing in midfield? I would say we played well. We dominated the game without quite being at our dazzling best. We still, though, had 64% possession. So we restricted Brentford to having only 36% possession of the ball at home, which is good. So we'll have a quick word on individual performances and how I think they got on. So let's start with Ramsdale. Now, a lot of people before this game said this is his chance to prove that he can still handle the pressure and can still stake a claim to that number one position. And Arsenal had a clean sheet, so surely this means he done everything he can, right? Unfortunately, no. I mean, early on, Ramsdale, he looked terrified, to be honest. You could see straight away he was sort of not that confident, and early on he made a massive error which nearly led to the first goal of the afternoon, and he sort of passed the ball from a goal kick. He just seemed to freeze. The pass was on for him to play, but he sort of went to play it, and then he had second thoughts, and then by that time the Brentford player was right in front of him, and he sort of went to kick the ball and missed it. It was a bit confusing, to be fair, but then the Brentford player just took it, and then at that point the Brentford player just sort of took it off him, passed it 3 feet behind him to Mbeumo, who struck it sort of aiming for the corner. Luckily, Declan Rice was there, whose reactions to the mistake was rapid. As soon as he saw Ramsdale sort of stutter, he sprinted for his own goal and sort of stood on the line, and that's exactly where the shot went. So Declan Rice deserves massive credit there, and he definitely saved his English teammate. And look, Ramsdale's confidence, it did seem to grow through the game with a lot of accurate passes coming after that and even some banter with the Brentford away fans. In the second half, there was this one action where Ramsdale claimed the ball sort of from a cross and he fell to the ground. You know what they're doing when they sort of fall to the ground to waste time. He sort of, as he was falling, stuck his tongue out to the home fans. So that was kind of a flashback to the Ramsdale that the Arsenal fans used to appreciate so much. But due to that earlier mistake, you would probably have to say he didn't do enough in the end to really rip that number one shirt back off David Raya. So on to tomiyasu, who played right back. He was obviously in for the injured Ben White, who was not deemed fit enough to start. So tomiyasu actually played really well. He was one of the bright sparks from the game. And then on to the centre-backs, Gabriel and Saliba, both solid as usual. Zinchenko, though, I thought he had a brilliant game. I was slightly worried before the game that he was up against their best player in Mbeumo. And although Mbeumo still looked dangerous, he looked like the guy who would make something happen. And he almost did a couple of times, to be fair. There was this one chance he created where he sort of floated the ball into the box over the top of everyone. And the Brentford player got a shot away, but Zinchenko was there to stop it from going in. But not only that, Zinchenko, all in all, had a great performance in terms of stats. He had like the most passes in the game, the highest pass accuracy in the game. So he was always on the ball. He was always dangerous. So yeah, Zinchenko had a really good game there. And then on to Declan Rice, who had a really solid performance. Look, Declan Rice is more than better than the player I thought we were getting. He is everywhere. And the biggest compliment I can give to Declan Rice is that no one anymore really mentions his over £100 million price tag because he delivers every single game. So it's just not a talking point. So now on to the attackers, and I'll sort of just lump them all into this one section together. So Odegaard, Trossard, Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. I think they played good. They wasn't at their scintillating best all the time, and in fact they were sometimes quiet, sometimes lacking in certain areas. Trossard had a goal ruled out for offside, but our attack certainly wasn't at its potent best. Saka was fairly quiet, but there was a few good balls that Saka was sort of whipping towards that back post, as he so often does, and that's exactly how Arsenal got the winner. And I'm sure no one was more happy in that building than Mikel Arteta. Because the man who popped up and scored the winner was none other than Kai Havertz, Germany's left back. What a moment for him. And after the game, you can see how much it meant to Arteta. He had Havertz sort of in a headlock and he was walking him over to the Arsenal away fans, sort of pointing at him as if to say, this is the guy, give him the credit, this is what he was brought in for. So hopefully that propels Havertz now, and I'm sure we will see him starting in the next game. And hopefully the performances just keep accelerating. But look, all in all, it's a decent win. You could even say it's the win of champions. You know, earlier in the day, you had Liverpool and Man City fighting it out, and they come out with a draw, 1-1. So they both lost points, if you like, and this was Arsenal's chance to go top of the table. So if there was going to be a point where Arsenal slipped up and couldn't deal with the pressure, this was going to be it, because this was Arsenal's chance to regain that number one position that they held for so long last year. And they went out and they done it. So all in all, that's a brilliant day, brilliant game for Arsenal fans. But I would love to know your thoughts. So let me know, how do you feel the game went for Arsenal? How do you think we performed? What player do you feel had the best game? And of course, what did you think of that Kai Havertz winner? And thanks to everyone for watching and listening. I do appreciate it. And if you could, please just hit that like and subscribe button. That would help me out massively. And I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.